Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's your man Valentine, baby. Coming from on the grind. It's the home edition, y'all. I know we've been outside for a minute, but Van City weather, man. You know how they do to us up here, man. Rain or cold or something. But so we got to take it back indoors. But anyway, people still marching, and Black Lives still matter, and it's still continuing, and we just got to continue the peaceful marches. You know what I mean? And we hope that one day that we will get something done where we can walk freely and not have to worry about getting pulled over or whatever we get by any types of racism, discrimination, or whatever is happening. You know what I mean? So it's a tough road. But as I heard before, you know what? Tough times don't last, man. Only tough people do. And resilience of black people it's just unquestionable. 400 years of being persecuted, oppressed, brutalized, hung, and whatever else, man, you know. So resilience is in the black folks' DNA. So we just got to keep on moving. You know what I mean? Keep doing what you do, y'all. Keep marching, but march peacefully. That's what we say. And like I said before, Black lives do matter, y'all. Now, can you imagine Canada without any racism or discrimination? Can you imagine the U.S. without any racism or discrimination? Can you imagine the world without racism or discrimination? You know, can you feel me? I mean, can you say Black Lives Matter without any malcontent? And I mean, what if the system that was built, what if there was a system that was built to help us instead of hindering us? I mean, what would that look like? You know, can you feel me? I mean, think about this, y'all. Y'all gotta start. This is what we gotta start thinking. You know, and we've got to talk to the politicians, because this is where I think the politicians, they need to stop trying to get data or trying to do more studies on systemic racism or discrimination. It's time to actually do studies on how to stop it. It's not about doing, well, let's find some data on systemic racism or discrimination. No, it's time to do something about stopping it. That's what we got to do. You know, the time for studies have been done. So this is time to make sure, this is now where we need to step up and do something about stopping the systemic racism and discrimination among against black people or indigenous people or anybody of color. So stop the studies, man. It's time to stop that, and let's do something about it. And what if there was no institutionalized racism? I mean, what if there was no socioeconomic racism? What if there was no police brutality, no oppression. You know, it's time to stop all of that. But just think if we had a Canada, the US, and the world without any of this. I mean, what would it be like? I mean, can we think past all this stuff? You see, the reason we are not getting past all of this is because we are not trying to stop it. People, if we had no racism, no discrimination, the fact of the matter is, if you didn't have, I said it, I think for Canada Day, I said, listen, if you have no sin in your heart, you would not be able to see the color of my skin. You would see me as a human being. So the fact that it's time to step up, sit down, and start figuring out how we can get past this stuff. We need to stop it. That's what we need to do. So we need to start thinking about Canada without racism, without discrimination, without the institutionalized racism, without the socioeconomic racism, discrimination, everything. We need to think past what is happening right now and we know what the root cause is, but now we need to get to a root solution. And the solution is to be able to sit down and listen to what all the black people are saying, the Congressional Black Caucus in the US, and I believe that we have some Black Caucus in Canada. And we need to get together and have a forum across Canada, take it across Canada, to sit down with every single person, because it's going to have to be black people, indigenous people, people of color that are sitting at this table. Not somebody white who's going to be the person that is trying to say, look, this is what we need to do. No, we need to have a black person sitting there with a bunch of other people that are white people, black people, indigenous people, all have to sit in the same room and be able to come to a consensus to say, this is how we get past this. We need to treat these people better. We need to treat these people equally. And I'm sorry for saying people. We need to treat black people and indigenous people better. This is what we need to do. So the time for studying and time for data is long past. You feel what I'm saying? So the fact that we have to start thinking about Canada without racism. And I mean, I'm putting it out there to y'all. I mean, you need to start thinking about that. And listen, to all my white friends, you need to wake up and you need to start, you know what? Silence is not the answer. So you need to use your voice. Make it be heard that racism is no longer a part of Canada or of your life or of anybody you know. So this is what I'm talking about today, is Canada without racism. We can live freely and not have to worry about somebody discriminated against this person or that person. Can you feel me? I mean, it's not that hard. But yet, everyone is making it so difficult because they've never had to answer to these questions. It makes them uncomfortable. You know what? If it makes you uncomfortable, you need to do something about that. That's this uncomfortability, man. It evokes change. This is what we need to do. We need to get there. We all need to, we can get there together, people. I mean, hey, listen, come and talk to me, man. Y'all need to talk to me. So we can get there together. Canada without racism. The United States without racism. The world without racism. This is the path we need to take. So let's get on it and start making it happen. Man, and remember, y'all, we are going through a pandemic. And the things I'm hearing is just unbelievable. Young people having a party and betting, putting money down to see who can get COVID-19. These cats in the US are losing their minds. Right now, this is what's happening in certain states. In I think it was Oklahoma, I think it was Tulsa, or maybe even Florida. It might have been one of them. So we are still going through a pandemic, people, and we need to start wearing a mask wherever you go. Wash your hands. Carry some hand sanitizer. Do what you have to do to protect yourself and your family. Can you feel me? Yo, I'm your man Valentine, baby. And if you think it's your time to shine, you need to get on the grind with your man Valentine. Canada without racism.